How's it going? And welcome to the Coffee Scotch Esports Show. I'm your host, Bowman Shota, and today I want to talk about ELEAGUE's live event on TBS Friday night that happened. And I kind of want to talk about a few details. Overall, it was an outstanding success, in my opinion. And if you've been living under a rock, what Turner has done is they've formed a Counter-Strike league called ELEAGUE that basically is 4 days a week broadcasted. The first 3 days is on Twitch, and then the final day is live on TBS Friday night at 10 p.m. every week this summer. So basically, to recap briefly, we had Liquid, we had Renegades, we had Cloud9, we had Luminosity, who are the number one team in the world. They played Tuesday through Thursday in a round robin. Luminosity Cloud9 ended up on top, which was kind of a surprise for Cloud9 because we were expecting Liquid to take that second spot, and maybe Renegades was a little bit, but Cloud9 got their form together, and it ended up being an outstanding live event on TBS overall. Now, there are some criticisms. I want to dive into those real quick because we're going to make this a really short video for you guys, with the long weekend going on, and I know you're going to be tired after grilling all day. I know I'm looking forward to grilling all day because I'm recording this a few days ahead. But basically, I did a little thought experiment when I watched it. I didn't watch it alone on TBS. I had two non-gamers with me who, they understand what video games are. They are avid sports fans, traditional sports fans, like, your football and your basketball and all that. But, they occasionally watch my videos because they love me. And, but overall, they're not huge gamers. But they're like, it's on TV. Why not? Let's check it out. Let's see how it is. And overall, they were impressed, and they did enjoy themselves. But some of their reservations about it while we were watching it were the same ones I had. And the first one is when they tried to explain how Counter-Strike works to the general public. Now, they did something clever. They interviewed a bunch of the players, like 10 to 15 players, and cut together all of them talking about different aspects of how the game's played. And that's where it kind of fell apart, because it was really choppy and it did not explain it very well. Yes, I know they were a little bit under time constraints to try to fit that all in like a 1.5-minute clip that they tried to do, but I feel like with having that many people talk about the game and that they didn't really give any details, I mean, to sum up what they did, they're like, hey, there's counter-terrorists and terrorists, there's bomb sites, oh, defuse kits, oh, this person and this person, and it was very choppy. And like when that ended, and this was right before the match started, I looked over at the two people watching with me. I'm like, did you understand any of that? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I didn't either. And I play Counter-Strike every week. I know the game inside and out. And it didn't make any sense to me. It was very bad. It's frustrating because there's so many great things like about the night, about the broadcast, even some of the commercials. Arby's commercials were hilarious. The non-gamers I was watching it with were laughing at the Arby's commercials, with the whole should have bought a defuse kit from the announcer thing when the burger exploded and stuff like that. So like, overall, it was a great broadcast. The talent as far as the casters and the hosts and the analysts. You had Richard Lewis, you had Moses, you had Mo, you had the On Fire crew calling the games. They were all on point. That was outstanding. The crowd was ridiculously hyped as well, which was good to see, especially for a limited crowd that they had in that small space. They were really loud, which was great. And to top off everything, Cloud9 showed up, as I mentioned. It went all 3 maps. Cloud9 won the first map. They took the second one to overtime, and lost to Luminosity. And then they lost, 16-9 in the final map. But overall, that was outstanding. And that begs the question, going forward, looking into next week, looking over the next couple months, as the E-League continues, this first Friday has set the bar pretty high. And they're going into a lot of weeks where we don't even have all the teams set. We have Tai Lu from China, who is an up-and-coming Counter-Strike team that I'm very excited to watch as their careers develop. They're having visa issues. How is the E-League going to handle that? There's contract disputes with Luminosity and SK Gaming. Luminosity just won the opening Friday night, but what if they change teams mid-season? How's that going to work? How are you going to play that off? How is Turner going to handle that? I know they have a commissioner and they have rules in place, and they've made statements about all this and how they're gonna handle it the best they can. But there's a lot of eyes on this E-League right now. This is the first generally successful attempt of any video game being on TV at the professional level. Counter-Strike was on TV in the past, and it was just a giant, terrible show. And so we're excited that ELEAGUE is actually doing it right. They're basically taking the Counter-Strike scene that we love and putting it on TV. But there's a lot of eyes on it. There's other networks that are wanting to potentially get into esports. There's other, and they're going to be watching to see if they can have the continued success. They had 500,000 viewers on TBS and millions of viewers over the course of the week tune into this first week of ELEAGUE, which is all outstanding. But can they keep it going? What's going to happen when you have a group stage where the play isn't that stellar? What's going to happen when it's a complete blowout, where one team, 16-2 is a team in both maps, and it's kind of one-sided, and honestly, those maps aren't that exciting. When there's a blowout, it's kind of like, oh, well, this team won. And it's something that they're going to have to take into consideration, and they're going to have to try to figure out how to make it more entertaining and better, and they definitely set the bar really high with this first week. I think it was overall an outstanding success, but there's a lot of things they're going to have to worry about going forward, and part of it has to do with the lack of regulation in esports. And I know 2 weeks ago I sat down with Carly and we talked about regulation, and if you watch some of my other video series, the WSEA I talked about for almost 3 hours in some of my other video series. Go follow me on Twitter, at Bowman Shota, if you want to see the links to some of those other episodes. But it's one of those things that Turner has their hands full, and they have a lot to juggle if this is going to be successful in the long term. And the thing is we want it to be successful in the long term. Esports, if ELEAGUE can be successful overall with these 2 seasons that they're going to be having, with the 4.2 million, or $2.4 million that they're going to be giving out, it should be a huge, basically like the floodgates opening if ELEAGUE is a success, for more money, more people getting into esports in a professional manner. And with that, hopefully comes better regulation, because, having this now on TV, a lot of those things that, only the esports news and journalists were covering, now the mainstream media is going to be covering. ESPN's running articles now all about it. ESPN's covering things on TV. They're looking to negotiate, get in with League of Legends to start broadcasting League of Legends on TV, and more networks are going to follow. And so I really hope Turner does this well, but, time will tell. But overall, I am excited about ELEAGUE. I love Counter-Strike. I'm excited for this. And that's going to wrap it up for me today. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Check out esports.online for more great content. Also, if you're bored, go check out esportshero.com and challenge some people to some matches. Tune in, every other week. We'll probably have some codes for some free giveaways for esportshero.com. Like, share, favorite, subscribe as you see fit, and have a wonderful day.